Good morning, lovely people. How are you all today? I hope you're well. I am. I'm just about to get stuck in. I've created chaos in here. Let me show you. I'm just about to start in on this project, which I think I mentioned it 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm going to make the curtain for the scullery. So, as in the view from here, just to the side of the washing machine, just to hide the pipes there, and also that's where I keep my recycling. Oh, this is in shot. Oh my goodness. Lovely garlic from Paul's plot. They brought that with them when they came to visit, so it's just there drying for the minute. The rack is being useful. But yes, what's on the cards for today? So I'm going to make this curtain. Now, let me just move that out of the way. I did the measurements, and these are little scraps. Hold on, let me move them out of the way so you can see. It was just about wide enough, but by the time, because I'm going to hem the edges, yeah, it would be, I don't know, a centimetre too short, and that would annoy me. So I had this separate scrap here, so I've just got it, just hacked into it. So we've got some odd patches there, but yes, I'm going to join those two pieces. That's 2 pieces. Join them, add them all to this. Then I can give it a press. Hence the ironing board is out and the iron, and then basically make the curtain. I'll show you that as I'm doing it. But yeah, what's been of worth for me this morning is just getting all my bits and pieces out, sewing machine, the ironing board and the iron. It's shown me that sort of like the ergonomics of the cupboard under the stairs. Have I packed these things in such a way that they are easily or fairly easily retrievable? And actually, yes, it's worked a treat. I think when it comes to sewing for selling, when I'm making stuff for my shop, almost certainly I'll be sewing in the front room. The light is great in there, it's warmer, etc, etc. But this is just a quickie today, so I've set up in here. But yeah, it works fine. So that's all ready to go. Let's wiggle around the ironing board. Extension cable there, so I've handily got a couple of sockets there. That'd be brilliant, A, for the sewing machine, and B, later on for the iron. But my first job this morning is out in the garden. Oh, I've made a paper sack from the local newspaper. I've got some prickly stuff I need to dispose of, so it's going to be wrapped in that. I'm just putting my my outside slippers on. Hold on. Oh, let me get the back of it. And I've got my harvesting basket and my secateurs. What are you doing in the garden, Vivi? Right, well, I'll show you. Come on out. Oh, actually, let's just have a quick look. Oh, yeah, that collapsed. Obviously, the cardboard got wet. It's been so wet the last few days. It's fallen over. Fine, I'll pick it up. But yeah, I'm glad of the rain, because obviously all the things that I planted, they all needed a good drink. So, harvesting basket in hand. Oh, yes, I need to do some chopping. Oh, that's blown over as well. That's for a different project. But this is what I'm after this morning. The ivy. Let me explain why. Oh, sun's come out just in that moment, blinding me. This is something I've known about for years. Absolute years. Quite possibly from my grandma. That would make sense. I'm harvesting the ivy leaves to do my laundry with. Now, I've never tried it before. Partly because, well, I haven't had any ivy on hand. I know it's been mentioned to me in comments over the years. Thank you. Yes, I'm fully aware of this old wives' tale. I don't know if you call it that. old use, whatever, however you want to put it. It's just that in my previous home, for example, I'd have had to walk half an hour or so to a park, go foraging, walk home. It's going to be over an hour just to get my laundry detergent. So that's why I've not done it before. It's purely the practicality of having to, just go too far to get the ivy. Now, I don't actually know how much I need. Sorry, out of shot. I've always heard a handful. Is that a handful? So I've got here as well my washing bag. The sort of bag you put small, delicate items in. Oh, let's have 2 or 3 more. It's that saponification that they have in them. So rather like the herb soapwort, it saponifies, it bubbles up, it froths up, rather like soap. So what I'll do, now I've got, that sun has just picked the right moment, hasn't it? I'm going to chop them up a little bit, just to help them sort of release whatever it is they're going to release. Pop them in the mesh bag. And then just for this first go, I've got, it's the old throw from my old sofa, which is, you can tell on one side it's looking really quite grubby, just use. So I'm going to try with that because it's not a precious piece of fabric to me. So that if it doesn't work very well, or if it comes out and it stinks, that's my kind of only slight issue. What's it going to smell like? Because chopped up leaves aren't my favourite smell in the whole world. So anyway, we won't know unless we give it a go. I'm just looking at all the sparrows. Can you hear them? They're all going mad. It's been so wet, they haven't been able to have their dust baths in my soil. So I think they're hopping around looking for a drier spot to have a bath in. Or they're just looking around for grubs to eat. Right, let's go on and give this a go. Just trying to get you in here with me. The sparrows here, actually, that's all my bits for my curtain bits. Tape measure from earlier. Get them out of the way. Yeah, the sparrows are incredibly tame. They will be just a few centimetres, like 30-40 centimetres away from me while I'm out in the garden doing something. Even when I'm actually moving around, not just, if I sit and don't do anything for a couple of minutes, they're all in the garden. But even when I'm working, they don't seem at all bothered. So, handful, let me show you what I've decided is a handful. If I pile them all up together, then snipping them should be quicker. Oh, I did get quite a few. Is that going to work? So I've just popped can I bring you a bit closer? Let me tip you down a bit. So I've just popped the bag here open so I can snip straight in. Actually, what I might do is roll them like a sort of a big fat cigar, and therefore they should snip through a bit more easily. Is that snipped enough? A couple more snips. But don't cut your bag, Vivi. Right, will that do? Let's get all the bits in. So, bag of ivy leaves. I don't like the smell. It's funny that, isn't it? You think about, how much I love my garden, love gardening, and yet that's not pleasant to me. Right, so this is the sofa cover. Which side? Let's see if I can show you the contrast. So I think this is my quite used side, the grubby side, and this side was tucked under. So I'm going to bring the two sides together if I can to show you. Sorry, it's tucked under my chin, I can't talk. Can you see a difference there? So you can see the cream on this, that's much grubbier than this side. So hopefully, will ivy work so that it all ends up like this again? We'll see. Right, pop it in. I'm not putting, I mean, normally, goodness me, I wouldn't do a wash with so little in the machine. It's just not economical, is it? But because this is an experiment, and I'm not sure how much I mean, I trust that it will work, because like I said, I think my grandma might have done this. I trust that it will work. It's more that, is the smell going to be an off-put for me? I'm still with my machine. Is it on? Oh no, I've paused it, so that's on. Right, it's on, let's leave it, let's get on with some sewing. I love the sound of the sparrows. They're a constant soundtrack. I don't know how, oh, the lighting in here. That's what I mean about how I think when I'm sewing for work, I'll probably go in the front room. The light's better in there. Yeah, the sparrows, they're like this sort of constant soundtrack to everything. But as I've said in other videos, I find them so sweet and lovely. I didn't get all my sewing bits out because I thought, oh, I'll just quickly run this through. And I haven't got everything to hand, such as my snips. I haven't got my snips to hand. I have to use my shears, my great-grandma's shears. It's all second-hand rows here, as you know. Right, so what I'm going to do, I mean, dead simple. These are the 2 extra bits for the side. I'm literally just going to run a very quick, oh, where's my treadle as well? It's good exercise in working out I've got you too low. This is what I mean. It's all those ergonomics of both filming but never mind filming, for me, sitting, working, what works, what doesn't work. This doesn't have to be gorgeous and beautiful, as in the sewing. I try and be neat, of course. I always try to be neat. But it's more of a, let's do a quick job that does the job. I.e., I don't want to be mucking around and spending too much time on this because there's other stuff to get on with. Right, so that now needs to join to my main piece, which is handily over here. Once these 2 bits are joined, I'll give it a quick press, which means actually I need to turn the iron on now so it's warm enough. Right, let's go and do that. You don't need to see all this. I'll be back in a moment. My treadle pedal is definitely in the wrong place. It needs to be further under the table. I don't normally sew at this table though, because this table is the one with the shelf underneath it and it gets in the way. It's great having a shelf in the kitchen, but not not for sewing. Anyway, good. Will do. So that's that little side extra bit on. Shears, overkill. Good. So now that's coincidentally it was the same fabric. So that's my extra bit on the side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hem the 2 sides, as in the 2 long sides, get them hemmed, pressed, all nice. Then I'm going to make the top hem, but the top hem becomes the pocket to take the wire. So I'm using the tension wire to hang this. So as I turn it for that hem, I turn it again, there will be that pocket. And I'm not going to hem it straight away because I don't quite know I know the full depth is 85 centimetres, but until I've actually put the wire up, I don't know that exact measurement. So hem the two sides, get it pressed, hem the top, but with that turnover to create the pocket to take the wire. Get the wire up, measure it again, and hem it. Quick, easy, lovely. Right, turn off that for now. What am I doing? Oh, I'm pressing, aren't I? I'm going to press the sides because it's a bit wiffly. Yeah, a quick press and then hem my sides. I should have thought to do the washing after I'd done the curtain because of the noise. Never mind. Oh, also, just while I'm down here, because I'm on the floor, I'm about to do the tricky bit. The minimal washing up liquid folk were asking about. I went with the pink dragon fruit and orchid. Yeah, it works great. It, you know, cleans, that's what it's supposed to do. It's quite gloopy, so as you're pouring it out into your measuring cup, be careful because it can go boop, just way too much. That happened the first time, so it's quite gloopy. But the smell, right, let's get on and make these holes. The smell, I think is absolutely, it's gorgeous. The scent is gorgeous. It's not too, I'm trying to make a hole. It's not too perfumey. I really don't like heavy scents on things. And if you remember when I got the washing machine, they gave me those free sachets and there was a fabric conditioner and the scent boosters, whatever. Horrible. I did use them. Absolutely horrible. Just a chemical smell, just overpowering and yeah, yuck. This is so awkward. So the minimal one, the scent is really minimal. And combined with the fact that I'm going to do this off camera, it's so fiddly. I'm just trying to get my hooks into the top to take the curtain. Yeah, combined with the fact that I'm drying everything outside in the fresh air, it smells absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very pleased with it. But let's see how the ivy does. Right, I'm going to turn you off because I might be about to swear. I hate fiddly things. Get these in, and this is where I'm putting in the top, these little hooks. And then the eyes will pass through the top of the curtain and go onto these. I'm sure most of you have put one of these little sink curtains up yourself at some point. Fiddling. I'm just going to quickly get this cut because my fingers are pinching on the measurement, and then I'm going to give you a couple of hints, tips, ideas for measuring. So these look like pliers, but they've got a wire cutter on the inside. There we go. So, measuring that space, excuse me, I've left that over there. Measuring that space up and underneath when I've got the boiler at one side blocking my washing machine, it's really, really awkward. So you can, for example, you could get a piece of string looped around. So I put the two hooks are in. Actually, and also a little tip for the hooks. The fiddly bit is always that moment just before they've really they've gripped into the wood, and once they've gripped in, it's easy, isn't it, I'm showing you one with a hook, to twist, 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 and eventually it goes in. You might find it gets a bit stiff and like, ooh, especially if if you've got weak wrists, fingers, or whatever. So this is my other tip. It's a very old, pretty much broken screwdriver. I wonder how much. So I put it in, it's like, imagine putting it through the middle, but then turning it sideways. It acts, it's really hard to show with that piece of wood, twisting it around. It acts as a fantastic lever, and it takes all that kind of work out of it for you. So just popping it through the middle, turning it sideways, and then it will twist and twist. It's a lever. I showed you that in the garden once, I think, when I was putting up those big kind of eyes for putting my vine wires up. They get so far into the wood and then it hurts. So again, in the garden, long stick of some sort, and then just use the stick as a great big lever. So that's a little hint for getting these blighters in. You need to get it in a bit of the way first. It needs to grip, then just to save your fingers or your wrists if they're a bit weaker. Now with the So I've got, this is just curtain tension wire. That space between the two hooks, so the hooks are coming down and then the eyes are on the wire. I like to put the eyes on because then as I'm threading it through my fabric, and then more to the point when I'm taking it out for any times when I want to wash the curtain, rather than having a hook which can get snagged on the inside, especially when it's patchwork and there's millions of seams on the inside, I use the eye and then it never catches. But of course that takes up some of your space when you're measuring. So if I cut this wire to the distance between the two hooks, it would be too long and it would sag in the middle. So you have to account for that amount of the eye. So the way these systems work, if you've not used it, inside is a coil, really tiny coil of wire. You're not going to be able to see there, but then the hook or eye, whichever one you use, pop it in the end, and twist it in. Twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it right to its hilt. So yeah, just remember when you're measuring that it's that measurement between the two hooks. Let's say it was 20 centimetres. Actually, it's going to be more like 18 and a half because you've got to allow for these. In fact, what I've just done is I put one end in, went and hooked it on, held it with a bit of tension up to the other end, measured it, and then subtracted my little bit of, I didn't do any maths, I just literally said it's here, laid the hook, the eye on top to go, right, that's where it needs to be cut off. So in theory, this should be tense enough, so I'm going to hang it. Have I made, oh yeah, I've made my top hem. So yeah, just literally a couple of turnovers, but with enough space for this to pass through. And we'll see now what I mean about it's going to be a tricky one because it's patchwork. There are loads of seams coming down, and I've purposely made this not to be ruched. I wanted it to be flat, just tidy. So I'm going to get it hung up and then see. I think actually there won't be that much at the bottom to hem. I don't want it to sit onto the floor. I want it just up above, off the floor. But yeah, let's go and try it. So it's kind of crazy patchwork down this side where I had that trim. I did the extra bit. Doesn't matter, does it? It does the job. Right, let's go and fit it up and see how much of a hem I need to make for it. And I think the washing is about to finish soon, so we'll have a look at that too. So it's going to be so noisy and gurgly because the machine's emptying, but let's give it a go. Hoopla. How can I get in here? Oh, sorry. It's so awkward. Now the thing is, when you hang it, if you decide, hoopla, oh no, mine's got good tension. If you decide, oh, sitting on an open drawer. If you decide that it's too saggy, you can of course take it off, take the eye, unscrew the eye back out of the end of the wire and just trim a little bit more wire off. If it's saggy and you don't like it, don't put up with something you don't like. Right, I need to turn up to there, to there. Let me just keep my, I didn't bring any pins out here with me. It's jolly awkward down here, but that's why once it's done I'll be glad, because then this corner will be done. I don't have to faff with it anymore. And I'm pleased about that. The washing, hold on, we're back to awkward. The washing has just finished. I think it's a 55-minute wash that's just been on. So in that time, that means, hold on, faff it, fuff it. Yeah, curtain made, wire up, 2 phone calls taken, 3 emails sent, I think that's an all right start to my day. I would say that that is a productive 55 minutes. Right. Now, compost heap, I suppose. Right, the big thing is going to be, let's pop those out of the way for a minute though. No, it just smells clean. I wonder if I can, let's just see if I can see. I think that's my fadey side. So I think that's the side, hold on. Yeah, that's the side I have been sitting on. Let's just do that compare and contrast thing again. Let's see if I can show you like that. And that's just faded. I can't decide whether it looks any cleaner. Does it look cleaner? I think the main thing is, it smells clean. It smells a bit of my other laundry, so I wonder if that's just a bit of residual in there. I think the true test is going to be if I get, say, one of my pale grey hoodies, which I do end up with soil on, and I get a bit grubby around the wrists, to put one of them in to see. But I think, yeah, I mean, it smells fresh and clean. And that's what you want from your washing, isn't it? You just want it to smell fresh and clean. And, you know, as for dirt removal, stain removal, well, it looks clean. Right, I better go and hang it out outside and then put that in my compost heap. I mean, it's a curious thing, isn't it? But, you know, folk have been using plants for soapiness for millennia, so we're just going back to some old wisdom, aren't we? Right, let's get washing the hanging. No, hanging the washing. Oh, and then I'll show you I'm going to go and hang this out, and then I'll give you a closer look at the scullery curtain, see how that's turned out. Right then, so let's have a see if I like it. Does it do the job from my view from the kitchen? Yep, it covers up that gaping hole with the pipes at the back. Actually, hang on a sec, let's turn the light off. We're not going to have a sneaky peek yet. Ignore, because normally the light's only on in there if I'm doing something in there in the evening. So during the daytime, I'm here, I'm at the stove, I'm cooking, out of the corner of my eye, this is my view. Does it annoy me anymore? No! It does the job, it does the job. I'm from actually in the scullery. Yeah, that's great. I'm pleased. Let's put the light on so we can see it a bit. I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased that I had just enough fabric, but it's a neat enough solution to covering up my gubbins, but without making things get inaccessible. So as my recycling now, I need to put on my yoghurt pots, and I have the paper next to it normally, but I've just got the paper by the front door to take out at the moment. Yeah, so that's I didn't want it ruched, although it's got a little bit of give to it. It does have a little bit of give, but that's all right. Yeah, pleased. I'm pleased with that. Pleased with the laundry. Pleased with those phone calls and emails I've dealt with this morning. Now it's time to get on with other work. Where are you? I can't remember where the light is in here for me to... Oh, I have to come this way, don't I? Yeah, I'm pleased with that as a few little jobs. Tick, tick, tick. They're not interrupting my day too much because it is a work day and the curtain isn't really work, although sharing it with you could sort of make it work. So I'm pleased with that, and now I'm going to go and get on with other things that are work and have a think about what's next on the list in terms of these little jobs around the house. But also I'm really glad to have tried the ivy leaves. I was worried about the smell. No smell. Smells lovely, fresh. I shall be using that again in future. Thank you, Grandma. Finally. Good grief. All right, lovelies, I will see you all again before too long. So until then, happy getting on with your little odd jobs whilst also getting on with your job, as in the job that earns you the money. It's quite hard when you work from home because it's very tempting to do these jobs. Need to focus on the stuff that pays. All right, lovelies, have fun whatever you're up to, and I'll see you again before too long. Until then, cheerio.